is happening? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers, and we're doing a cut test with the Jack Wolf After Hours. This is his second locking knife, and we got a nice factory edge. The blade steel is S90V. Very high edge retention, very high stainlessness as well. We will see how it feels in the test here. Put my cut-proof glove on. And let's start with some regular thickness cardboard. See how this baby slices. Pretty freaking good, man. On this regular cardboard, it feels nice. Doesn't feel like you're dragging an axe through the cardboard. It feels like it's, sliding right on through. It's a hollow grind, so that's helping. Now, the geometry is a little thicker than the Gunslinger Jack. So it's not going to be quite as slicey as the Gunslinger. Let's try the double thickness cardboard, going with the grain here, the easy way to start with. And a little more effort needed to push through it, but not much. Now the hard way against the grain. And still more effort to push through. It's cutting very cleanly. It just takes a little more muscle to push through. Let's do some utility cuts here, which is going to be this knife's specialty. It's a sheep's foot blade shape, and it's going to kill it with utility cuts. When it comes to like chopping, not so much. You get your tip down, you can't really rock back on any belly. So I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute here. But look at that. Just ripping through this cardboard like a talon. Just very, very nice. Very, very nice. If you're cutting out shapes out of cardboard or something else, if you're anything where this type of cutting is going on a cutting board like this is going to be a good choice. Absolutely. Let's get out the old glove, the old nasty leather glove. Let's roll her up, make some cuts on it. This is not the ideal blade shape for this because you're really only able to use like the first, half inch of edge really. But it's doing it. If we get to the thicker stuff back here, a couple little sawing motions to get all the way through, but not too bad at all. Let's get on to the Cecil rope. This is a type of cutting where you really want some belly. It works like this, but it feels weird and you need to push down a lot harder. I'm going to demonstrate here in a minute so I can really get my point across here. If you hang your knuckles off the edge of the board, then you're able to use the full edge, and it's definitely easier, like this. But I'm going to get out the knife I'm carrying today. It's my Hinder XM18. This is a drop point with a little belly. And you get the tip down and you're able to rock back. And you see how that belly kind of rides along the wood as you rock back. And it creates like a pinch between the blade and the surface of the cutting board. It just makes this kind of cut really, really easy and nice. And since you have that belly, your knuckles aren't hitting the cutting board. So when we try it with this, our knuckles hit before we can even get any of that edge down. It's not pinching the material enough to cut it. So you end up having to do pretty much like a utility cut, but on really thick stuff. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is not the blade shape for that kind of cutting. Its specialty is going to be the utility cut. Now we have a new element to the cut test. I got this piece of really thick, I don't know what kind of rope it is. It's like the really kind of hard plasticky kind of rope. And let's saw through this thing. I'm hanging my hand off the edge of the board so I can use the full edge. Pretty good. That's a nice clean cut. This is going to be a new part of every cut test I do, so as we do more, as we cut it with more knives, we'll kind of be able to get a better point of reference of, you know, how different knives, different sharpnesses, different blades do with it. But this is our first time doing it, so yeah, we don't really have anything to judge it off of, but it seemed like it cut pretty well. We also got some big rubber tubing here. Not too shabby. Alrighty, there you go. Interesting that cutting that rope left behind just a pile of little strands. Let's try this really hard plastic airline. Not too bad. Once you get kind of to the bottom wall, putting some pressure down on the spine kind of helps it pop through. I also think that thick rope is going to be pretty tough on edges. It just seems very abrasive. Now, finally, we'll do the 2-inch strap. Can we get through it in one cut? Not quite, but not too bad either. About 3/4 of the way through. Let's go again. About the same. And finally, about the same, maybe a little less. Not bad. And I think that's it. Let's see how our edge held up. And remember that we added some new elements here, so I'll be interested to see how the S90V did with that rope. Okay, it's cutting paper, but it's struggling a little bit. It starts fine, and then it kind of hits a snag or something. Hits a little roll, probably. Tiny. But if you go fast, it's cutting fine. Kind of. Let's strop it up. Let's see what the strop does. And that should do it. And very nice. Very nice. No more snags. So whatever little roll was in there is now stropped out. So that's nice. I don't know. I kind of expected S90V to do a little better. But again, we introduced a new element to the test with that really thick rope. So I'll have to kind of cut that rope with some different steels to kind of get a feel for how it's dulling edges. I have a feeling it's really dulling them quickly. So yeah, time will tell. But you got to start somewhere. So that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. Please like the video before you leave. That helps me a lot. And that's it. I love you, and I'll see you soon.